My girlfriend told a room full of her friends that modern men are pathetic, so I became the 1950s husband she said she wanted. Nadia humiliated me in front of her entire book club before she understood what she was asking for. Modern men are weak, she announced, swirling her wine, while 6 women nodded along. They check in. They ask if it is okay. My grandfather never once asked permission for anything in his life. He decided, and my grandmother trusted the decision. That is a man, not these soft creatures who need a vote before they pick a restaurant. I set down my fork. Nadia, I ask because I respect that you have opinions. I do not want a partner who polls me. I want a man who leads, who provides and decides, the way men used to. I looked at her for a long moment. So, you want a traditional 1950s husband, a provider who decides everything. Her face lit up like I had finally passed a test. Yes, a man who handles it and does not make me carry the weight of every little choice. Okay, I said. Traditional it is. She kissed my cheek in front of her friends, thrilled with herself. The next morning, I moved our money. I opened a household account in my name, transferred the savings, and set up a weekly allowance for her. When she noticed, she frowned. Where did our joint account go? A wife does not need to see the books. I handle the finances now. You will get an allowance every Friday. An allowance. A provider provides. You wanted me to decide. I am deciding. She laughed like it was a joke. It was not. That weekend, I traded in her car for one I preferred. She came outside and stood in the driveway, staring. You sold my car. Men handled the big purchases. Your grandfather did not ask your grandmother which sedan she liked. He brought one home. I loved that car. You will love this one once you adjust. The decision is made. At brunch with her friends, she reached for the check to cover a birthday gift for someone at the table. I put my hand over hers. I will review whether that fits the budget this month. Her friend Bianca froze mid-sentence. Excuse me, did you just tell her she has to ask you for money? Nadia wanted a traditional man, I said. Men managed the household finances. Women managed the household. Bianca looked at Nadia like she had been replaced by a stranger. Nadia stared at her plate. She had planned a trip for the two of us, a coastal weekend she had been organizing for months. I canceled it and booked a fishing trip with my brother instead. Her sister was over when she found out. He canceled your anniversary trip? Nadia tried to explain it away. Men decided how they spent their leisure, I said without looking up. Your grandfather did not run his weekends past a planning board. Neither do I. Her sister set down her coffee and stared at me. You used to be so thoughtful. I used to ask questions. She told a room full of people that asking questions makes a man pathetic. I listened. Then her parents came for dinner. Halfway through, I mentioned calmly that I had already signed a lease on a bigger place across town, and we would be moving next month. Nadia's fork stopped. You signed a lease? Without telling me? Men decided where the family lived. I found a good place. It is done. Her father's face went a deep red. You committed to a year without asking my daughter? She asked for a man who leads, sir. A leader does not call a committee meeting for every decision. Her mother did not say another word the rest of the night. The breaking point came 3 weeks in. Nadia had been waiting on a job offer from a firm in another city, the role she had wanted her whole career. The call came while I was reading. She was glowing. They offered it. The salary is incredible. We would have to relocate, but it is everything I worked for. I turned a page. I already declined it on your behalf this morning. They called the house, and I told them you would not be taking it. The glow drained out of her face. You did what? Your career is supplementary. A man decides where the family lives, and I have built things here. Moving for your job is not on the table. That was my decision to make. You said you did not want to carry the weight of choices. I carried it. She started to cry. Please, please just go back to how you were. I miss being asked. I miss having a say. I take it all back. I closed the book and set it on my knee. A man does not reverse himself because his woman gets emotional. You called that weakness. You wanted someone who decides and never asks permission. This is not what I meant. You said modern men ruined everything by needing your approval for everything. I stopped needing it. I am exactly the man you described to that entire room. She had no response.